Hi, this is Edith, Educational Technologist at Oregon Tech, and in this video I'm going to go over macros. So what is a macro? A macro is like a mini program that you can use in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, I believe. I will double check. But it just helps make your life a little bit easier if you are doing some repetitive typing. Perhaps one of the things that I always say at the end of my videos is, what do I always say? Everybody pretty much knows this already, I'm sure. Thank you, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me. Okay, so perhaps I want to put this on every single training document that I have. And instead of typing it each and every time, I can actually run a little mini program, a macro, that will actually do this for me. So how would I do a macro? Well, first you need to get your developer tab. You can see that right up here. I have the developer tab because I've already added it to my toolbar, but I will show you where you can find it. So if you go to File and go to Options and go to your customized ribbon, you'll see it right here. It's the developer, okay? And so most likely it is not checked on your computer, on your programs. So when you check it, it brings up that developer tab. And so I'm going to go ahead and just say okay for right now, and I'll bring us over to the developer tab. So here it is. And I have all kinds of things that I can do with this developer tab, and I will go over some more stuff on that when I'm ready to do forms. But for today, we're going to run macros. So you can see I have a macro here, a macro button here. I have a record macro. I have pause and recording, and macro security. So if I choose that I really want to create a macro to say the same thing that I always say at the end of my videos, I can go up here and I can click on record macro. And I'm going to call it recordings because that's what we're referencing right here. So now you can see that I have some choices here. I have button and keyboard. You probably want to go with the keyboard. I have yet to get the button to work correctly, so I'm going to just focus on the keyboard right now. If I get the button working, I will definitely go back through this and redo my video for it. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and click keyboard. And then you can see I have here, I have what my commands are: normal, new, macros, recording, current keys, press new shortcut key. That's the one we're looking for now, press new shortcut key. So how do I find out what's a shortcut key? I can try a bunch of different keys just to see if they work. So I can do Control, Alt, and perhaps I want to do a 0. And it looks like that may work. Currently assigned to nothing. So that's definitely one that I can use. So whenever I want to run this macro, I'm going to do Alt Control 0 at at the same time. So and I'm just going to click Assign. And you can see now I have the key here. And if I had a list of macros, I can actually do it for each and every one. But for right now, this is the only one we're going to use. So I'm going to say okay. And now you can see that my cursor has actually changed. It looks like a little cassette tape, and you can see up here it also says stop recording, pause recording. So I actually have those options available to me too. So I'm going to go ahead and write up my speech here. So if you have any further questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to call me at 51730. Okay, so that's going to be my macro. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click stop recording. And my macro has now been recorded. And how do I check that? So I'm going to go ahead into my macros. And you can see here, there's the macro called recordings. So I know it's there. So now let's just test it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this right now, just so that we can test it. So I had Alt Control 0. Make sure you remember that, okay? Remember what key combination you use. And there you go, you can see it. So if you have any further questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to call me. Now, one thing I do want to point out about macros, if you spell things wrong and you have already done the recording and you stop the recording and Don't panic. We can fix it. But just be careful when you are typing. It will pick up everything that you type. It won't put it into place. So, even though I had to do some backspacing and I had some errors, those aren't going to be added into the macro itself. But if I spelled something wrong, so let's go ahead and let's just do one that is spelled incorrectly. So I'm going to go ahead and record a new macro. So I'm going to call it information. Or let's call it info. All right, let's try Alt Control 9, also unassigned. And I can say, okay, I'm going to assign it, close. All right, there's my little recorder again. So for more information, please call me via Skype for Business. How about that? Yes, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because maybe I want to change this later. Okay, so I'm going to be done. I'm going to click stop recording. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I made an error. I don't want to have to go through and rewrite all of that. Well, again, very easy to take care of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go into my macros. And I'm going to find the one that we called info. And I'm going to edit it. Now, I want you to be very careful when you come in here. The only places you want to edit is right in here between the quotes. This is how a macro works. I enter the text. So this is my first macro. This is my second macro. Here's my information macro. So be very careful when you're doing this that you select the right information here. So again, between quotes, that's the only place that you should be changing text. So I'm going to say, oh, I needed that. And then I also am going to change this because you can see my name is included in quotes. So I'm going to go ahead and say Edith Worden. Okay. So now I'm done. You can click save. Just saves your documents. But again, I want you to be very careful. All your macros do show up here. So if you have a macro, and just be careful. If you have 50 macros, you want to be very careful, okay? And I'm sure there is a way to identify them. We may be able to get to them a little bit better. Right here, you can also come up here. It's hard to see on my screen real quick here, but I can actually also go here and it'll bring me right to the macro that I want to edit. But we're done with editing, so I'm going to go ahead and close out of here. So now we're going to see how it looks compared to the way that, since I edited it, compared to the way that I recorded it. So we did Alt Control 9. And now you can see that it has changed everything for me correctly. And I have no misspelled words. It looks nice. So that's just a time saver. Another time saver. We really like those. Again, you can use these for your templates or your documents. I wouldn't use them in a template because it may not be necessary, but I can always when I build the new document for my template, I can always run these macros, quick, easy, done. So maybe I have the same thing that I'm going to say in each and every one of my documents. I have it now as a mini program that just says click, you can go. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, something I didn't cover, please let me know. edith.worden@oit.edu, extension 51730. And you can find me on Skype for Business, Edith Worden. And I am more than happy to come to your office, meet with you via Skype on a video chat. You just let me know. I will be there for you. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.